In this program, I'm going to show you the solution to Quiz 6. And at the start of Quiz 6, everyone was given a text file with some starting code in it. And that's the code that's on the screen right now. So let's look a little bit at this code and see what's here. So we've got the usual library and includes at the top. And we have a class here. Let's circle this class. So we've got a class defined. The name of the class is Couch. And there are four variables in the couch class. So the length, the depth, the number of cushions. Sorry, three variables: length, depth, number of cushions, and then there's a member function called floor area. So this is the declaration for the member function. Bad pen. Declaration. And then this function also needs to be defined. So here is where the function is defined. Okay, so because it belongs to the class couch, it's got the couch word in front of it with the 2 colons and then the name of the function. It doesn't take in any arguments, so those brackets are empty. It calculates the floor area that the couch is taking up. Remember, these 2 variables, length and depth, this function already has access to because those are actually data from the class. Okay, then we've got our main function, so that's this code here, and right now there's nothing in the main function but a line return and a system pause because you're going to put your quiz solution in there, and that's what I'm going to do now. So first off, let's look at the quiz, what it said. So it said we'd get a text file with code inside. That's what I just showed you. And then it says use a constructor to set default values for the class. And I can choose these default values. So let's go back. And we want to add a constructor. So when we add the constructor, it's just another function in the class. So I have to put the declaration, but I don't put a void. I just put the name of the constructor, and the name of the constructor is the same name actually as the class. So the name of the class is Couch, the name of the constructor will be Couch. And then, just like there was a definition for floor area, there has to be a definition for the constructor. So it starts off the same way: couch, and what we want to do in there was we wanted to set default values for these variables. So I'm just going to copy them so I don't spell any of them wrong, and we're going to set default values. So default value for the couch length, and it's in inches, so let's say a 5-foot couch would be 60 inches. Default value for depth, we'll say 2 feet would be 24 inches, and a default number of cushions, let's say 3. Okay, so now we've defined our couch constructor and we've declared it, and that's all we need for the couch constructor to work. The couch constructor won't actually get called until we make some couches. So let's see what the next step is. The next step says we're storing 5 couches in a storage warehouse. Create a single array of couch objects to hold the data. That should say data. Let's correct that. So we're storing 5 couches in a storage warehouse. Create a single array of couch objects to hold the data for these warehouse couches. So we want to make a single array of couch objects. So we know to make a couch object, we use the word couch and we give it a name. These couches are stored in a warehouse, so I'm going to call them warehouse. But we want it to be an array of 5 couches, so I need square brackets and 5. So I've created an array of 5 couches. And when these couches are created, they will automatically get these default values. So I'm just going to run this and make sure there's no errors in my code. Okay, so we didn't see anything happen, but that's okay because these couches will have gotten those default values. We just didn't see it because we didn't print anything out. So let's carry on with our instructions. It says change the data values for one of these warehouse couches. Okay, so well, the data is, if I go back up to my class, the data is public, which means it can be accessed by the main program directly. So if I want to change, let me just add a comment in here first, that this line was to create array of couch objects, and now I want to make change the values in one of the couches. So I'm going to change the third couch, which would be couch 2, because the index starts at 0. So 0, 1, 2 is the third couch. So I'm going to say warehouse 2 because I have to say which couch first. Then I can say dot and look at the property. So I'm going to change the length. Oops. I'm going to say it's a long couch, so maybe it's 70 inches. And for the same couch, I'm going to change the depth. We'll say 30 inches. And I'm going to change the number of cushions. Let's make that 4. Okay, so I've successfully changed the data for one of the couches, the third of those 5 couches. What's our next step? Use a loop to display the areas of each of the warehouse couches. Okay, so now I'm going to add in a loop. And I know there's 5 couches, so I'm going to say for int I, but I know the index of these couches actually goes 0 to 4. So I'm going to start at 0, semicolon, I less than or equal to 4, semicolon, and I should go up every time. So I plus plus, I've got my open and close bracket, and now what I want to do inside that bracket is print out the data for these couches. So did it say data? No, I think it said area. Let me check that. The areas, right. Okay, so I'm going to say the area of couch the area of couch space. Now the first couch with index 0 is really the first couch, so that would be I plus 1 if I want to number my couches 1 to 5 and not 0 to 4, because we don't usually in our heads count from 0, right? So the area of couch 1, which is couch 0, is warehouse I in brackets dot, and then we can use the floor area member function. Don't forget you have to add in these 2 brackets in order for it to work. And I don't like to have a space there, but you could. Okay, and then a and L, and let's run that. So I've got the area of couch, oh, I should have some more words in here. The area of couch 1 space is, and this is in square inches, so I should have some words here that say inches squared. Let's make that a proper sentence. Okay, so let's run this and see how it looks. Now remember, the couches that got the default data had a length of 60 and a depth of 24. The one that we changed had a length of 70 and a depth of 30, so we should expect to see that reflected in the area. And we do. I need another space in there to see those numbers, so I'm going to fix that first. I need a space right here. Okay, so as you can see, the area of couch 1 is 1440 inches squared, couch 2 is 1440, couch 3 is 2100, because remember we changed the length and depth to 70 and 30. Couch 4 and 5 are still set at 1400. So we've successfully created an array of 5 couches. We used a constructor to give them default values, and we used a for loop to print out those values. And that was everything we had to do for quiz 6. So let's go through that again. We were given the class couch and the floor area member function. We created the couch constructor. We created an array of 5 couch objects. We changed the values for one of those objects, and we used a for loop to print out the rest of the or all the values of all the 5 couches, the floor area values, and then that, system pause, end of our main function.